Welcome to Just Asia, AHRC TV's weekly human rights program. These are the headlines. The Indonesian government has succumbed to pressure from hardliner groups on blasphemy cases. Slow progress in prosecuting sexual crimes in India. Government inaction on child sexual abuse in Pakistan. Freedom of expression in danger in Pakistan. Thai military continues to impose their less majestic laws on ordinary citizens. Nepal conducts local body elections after 20 years. Welcome to AHRC TV's Just Asia. I'm Annie Lin. This week, Just Asia begins with Indonesia, where after massive pressure from hardliner and anti-tolerance groups, judges of the North Jakarta District Court sentenced Jakarta Governor Mr. Basuki Tjahaja Purnama, alias Ahok, to 2 years imprisonment on 9 May 2017. Ahok is saddled with a double minority problem. He is of Chinese descent and a Christian. In almost 100% of blasphemy cases brought over the past 40 years, judges have handed down guilty verdicts and prison sentences under Law No. 1 PNPS 1965 on the prevention of religious abuse and/or defamation, and also under Article 156 and 156A of the Indonesian Penal Code. Ahok's detention has triggered massive public sympathy and concern, not only in Indonesia but around the world. Many countries, including Australia, the Netherlands and England, and international bodies like the United Nations and the European Union, have called for the government to seriously evaluate the blasphemy laws and Ahok's detention. Currently, Ahok is being detained in the custody of the Police Mobile Brigade, BRIMOB. This case shows the influence of hardliners in Indonesia. They place massive pressure on law enforcement agencies and judges to punish their targets and demand the maximum sentence. Just Asia speaks to Chris Biantoro for more details.
Blasphemy case against Mr. Basuki Tjahaja Purnama, alias Ahok, as the Jakarta Governor, is the newest cases of blasphemy law in Indonesia. So far, we learned that more than 60 cases of blasphemy had been prosecuted before the court in Indonesia. And actually, in the last 8 years, we are, as the Indonesian civil society, had advocate and also submit judicial review against the blasphemy law to the Constitutional Court. However, our petition was rejected by the judges, and the judges also stated that the law is still relevant in Indonesia. As a state party to the ICCPR, the government actually should obey with the ICCPR, with the convention. And the blasphemy law is not in line with the content and spirit of the ICCPR. And also the Indonesian constitution, which guarantees the right to freedom of expressions. Ahok or Mr. Basuki Tjahaja Purnama case is only one of the examples. There are many examples of blasphemy case which prosecuted before the court without further evaluation by the government. We realize that blasphemy law remains controversial. The definition and also its enforcement short of rubber articles and very politics. On the contrary, the government has yet shown strong willingness to prosecute hardliners group who attack minority religion and belief groups. For instance, Ahmadiyya, Shia, Christian minority, and also some other minority groups in Indonesia. And also the case of prohibition against worship houses, which occurred in many places of Indonesia. There is no law enforcement. Therefore, learn from the Ahok case, the government should seriously evaluate the existence of the blasphemy law and ensure that the government should develop clear standard and principle which is in line with human rights instrument to avoid the same pattern, the same cases occurred in the future.
Next, in a grim reminder of the Nirbhaya incident when 24-year-old Jyoti Singh was brutally gang-raped and murdered in New Delhi, another 24-year-old was found gang-raped and murdered in Haryana's Rohtak district in India. Her body was found 4 days after the murder, with her head smashed and after dogs had bitten off parts of her flesh. She had been dumped in a vacant plot. Reports state that one of the alleged rapists was someone who had repeatedly asked to marry him. Reports also state that she had been drugged and that her genitals had been mutilated, likely due to the insertion of foreign objects. The Sonepad police have reportedly stated that one man had admitted to the crime. The mother of the victim filed a complaint a month ago against one of the accused on charges that he was pressurizing the victim to marry him, but the issue was later allegedly settled by compromise. The victim came from a low-income family and had only studied up to grade 10. The Haryana police have formed a special investigation team to look into the case. The National Commission for Women has taken suo motu cognizance of the case and demands a fair and swift investigation. In Pakistan, a 12-year-old girl from Kandhkot Sindh province was allegedly gang raped by her employers and 7 other men who remain at large in Karachi's Malir Cantonment area. The rapist, who is said to be an influential landlord, has allegedly taken refuge at the house of a powerful gang leader from Lyari, a crime-infested area, and the police are reluctant to apprehend the rapist given his political clout in the region. Taking suo motu notice of the incident, the Chief Justice of Pakistan, Justice Mian Saqib Nisar, ordered the submission of a detailed report on the case to the Supreme Court within 7 days. The country is witnessing a steep rise in cases of child sexual abuse, with some estimating that 11 children are sexually abused every day in Pakistan. Pakistan has been ranked 3rd in the world for child labor. According to the statistics taken from the International Labour Organization report for the year 2014, 264,000 Pakistani children are involved in domestic labor. There are laws criminalizing the hiring of underage workers, but these laws are either circumvented or ignored entirely. The government has never seriously implemented these laws. Next, also in Pakistan, freedom of expression has been further endangered after the cybercrime wing of the Federal Investigation Authority has been ordered by the Interior Minister Chaudhry Nizar Ali Khan to take immediate action against any person or group involved in dishonoring or maligning the name of the Pakistani Army on social media. In a press release, the minister stated that the Constitution of Pakistan allows for freedom of expression, but that this guarantee is not applicable to matters of security and defense. He has also been quoted to have said that ridiculing the army or its officers under the garb of freedom of expression is unacceptable. The crackdown came after social media users started criticizing the military establishment after its recent issue with the government over the Dawn leaks, where the newspaper reported on a verbal spat between military and civil officials over the issue of militancy. The Pew Research Center ranked Pakistan in the bottom 10 countries for freedom of expression. Moreover, the Freedom on the Net 2016 report by Freedom House, a US-based research firm, has placed Pakistan in the list of countries with lowest score for freedom on the net. Thailand's military continues to crack down on ordinary citizens through the lèse majesté laws, bringing the number of cases to more than 100 since the military took over power in 2014. 7 people, including a human rights lawyer, were detained by the military last month on 10 counts of violating the law, carrying a punishment of up to 150 years in prison. In the latest crackdown, social network giant Facebook was given until last Tuesday to block around 130 pieces of content that referred to the Thai monarch from its site. Thai authorities have threatened Facebook with legal action. However, Facebook remains operative despite the threats and has said it does consider requests from governments to block material and will comply if it breaks local laws. Any comment critical of Thailand's monarchy can be prosecuted under the strict lèse majesté laws, and those convicted can face long prison sentences. Trials are usually conducted in secret, with almost no chance of being acquitted, and defendants are usually made to plead guilty. After a 20-year lapse, Nepal has finally conducted a round of local body elections. It held the first round of elections in provinces 3, 4 and 6 on Sunday, 14th May. There are nearly 50,000 candidates vying for 13,556 positions on village and city councils covering nearly half the country. The second phase of elections is scheduled for 14th June next month and will be conducted in provinces 1, 2, 5 and 7. The local body elections should have been held every 5 years in Nepal. However, due to instability and protracted political transition, they had been halted since May 1997. These elections are the first step towards the institutionalization of liberal democracy in Nepal. These elections bring the government to the people's front yard. The lack of representatives at the local level has seriously affected the well-being and development of the country after decades of conflict and the earthquake of 2015. The Asian Human Rights Commission congratulates the government of Nepal and the Nepalese people for successfully conducting the first round of local level elections. The AHRC hopes that the government of Nepal forges a political agreement and brings the people of provinces 1, 2, 5 and 7 on board before heading towards the second and final phase of local level elections next month. That is all for this episode of Just Asia. For more on these and other issues, please visit www.humanrights.asia or www.alrc.asia/justasia. Thank you for watching and see you next week.